Yoga is a synthesis of all the yogas. Only thing is, human beings have a wrong notion that they can do something about it. It's all built in. Like any good instrument, it's all built in, and as soon as the Kundalini starts, she starts working it out. And all these gadgets within us go into motion, and they create that state within us by which the Kundalini rises. Perhaps we take it for granted, Kundalini rising so much, because we do not see all that's happening within. Then you take note. He's so happy that I don't disturb him, but everybody is disturbed. So, rising of the Kundalini is the easiest for me. No problem. Even working out those gadgets, as I call them, chakras and their different movements, constrictions and dilatation at a particular point, when Kundalini is coming up, is not difficult. But there are two other channels within us, which you know very well, which act our sympathetic nervous system, which can be quite in trouble because of various conditionings within us. For example, some people have, say, a small conditioning like going to a spiritualist. Take a position, a very simple thing like going to a spiritualist. Now you ask the person, have you been to a spiritualist? Because if you find burning on the left swadhisthana and a heart catching a little, it's definitely has been to somebody like that, which is unauthorized. If you do something unauthorized, you can feel it on your swadhisthana that the person has been there. Now, if he just say that he has been there to a spiritualist, you can work it out by giving the bandhan to the spiritualist whose name he might tell. Even if he doesn't tell, it can work out. It is that subtle and it works that subtle. But that much one has to say. Now, the reason for all this is this. That at this stage when you are getting realization, you are human beings, the highest that the creation has created, highest. And that you have the freedom to choose the good or the bad. This choice must be made by you. If you make that willing choice, then Kundalini is the easiest thing for me or for any one of you. But if there is hesitation about it, for example, a person may say, oh, so what's wrong? I went only for one day. Anything like that, Kundalini goes back. She is a sensitive thing, extremely sensitive. Any kind of refusal to her or denial to her, she goes down. And this is something, if you understand that we are human beings and we are the highest in the creation. We have no self-esteem, I tell you. Human beings have no self-esteem. If they had, they would not have behaved like this. The way we are torturing ourselves, torturing others. I mean, doing all kinds of nonsense. If they had that understanding of themselves, there would have been no problem, but they do not have. Only when it comes to Kundalini, then they have all their esteem. Most surprising. Then they will say, why not? What's wrong? Anything you say that time, that's the time they should be most surrendering, that's the time they'll argue. It's human nature. Otherwise, they will not argue. If you ask them, will you come to the pub? Yes, why not? They'll never argue. Have you heard anybody saying that? I tell you, I dare not. Say people come to my house for a party and think my husband has to offer them drinks because they won't talk to us if we do not offer them. That's the thing. In India, I never would allow anybody to even bring any bottles in the house. But here they said English won't talk to you. If you don't have bottles in the house, how can you do it? It's not a house if there is no bottle. That's a part of the culture, the base of it. But I dare not say even once. They will say, why don't you drink? Is it not allowed in your religion? Why don't you drink? But if I say, why do you drink finished? I have no manners. I'm most unmannerly person going around. You see my point? You're not supposed to say these things. You're not supposed to discuss these things. But if you say some sort of a dirty joke, everybody will be very happy. There's nothing like indecency in decorum in those things. But it is indecent to say something decent. In the same way in Kundalini it happens. That when it comes to actual Kundalini rising, one should be in the most humble manner. Oh God, just see the time, the moment has come for you to get what it is. That time they'll be arrogantly like this, you see, sitting. No, it doesn't happen to me. As if it's a very great thing, it's not happening to you. Just imagine. It would be like a king sitting on a throne and somebody's trying to put the crown on the head. And the person says, oh, it doesn't fit me at all. It's that silly, but it is. And this is why the Kundalini doesn't rise and she stops. And once she is that way, little bit insulted, or she feels hesitant. You see, like a guest who's coming to your house, you put a punch on the nose. It will take time for you to patch up the whole thing. And that patching up is also so slow. I mean, people just don't believe in patching up anything. And that's why the Kundalini is so disturbing. It is so disturbing. One should understand that she is extremely sensitive. She's your self respect. Any fun you make out of her is a waste. You are wasting yourself, you are wasting the energy of the Kundalini, you are stopping your realization. It is very important to understand that she is knowledge. Whatever you have read so far is not knowledge, is avidya. Humility must come to you for that. Very important. You might have read thousands of books. Makes no difference to the Kundalini. She is knowledge. That time all your knowledge will come. Mother, I've read in this book, this is written, that is written, finished. Your realization is a very difficult thing. I'm here sitting down. Oh, please have your realization. Don't disturb her. I'm sitting in between like a mediator, you see, between her and you. Now, don't disturb her. Here you are. Suddenly you come out with a special announcement that I have read such and such book. And that book must be from some bhoot or somebody horrible. Has to be. And then you come out, I have read that book and such and such. It says so. Finished. Here we are talking of actualization, of getting realization, not of books. You have to forget what you have been going through. You have to forget what you have been doing so far for Kundalini. You have to forget all those things you have had so far through your gurus and this and that and all other sorts of nonsense. You have to forget all that and you have to think it's a very simple abode of your mother where you have come just to have your food. Please come and be seated and have your food. With that simplicity of heart only, the Kundalini will react. If you are a lord of some place, Kundalini will say, all right, go and be a lord. Kundalini is not bothered about it. She knows who is arrogant, she knows who is humble, she knows who wants realization. She has been recording everything what you have been doing since long, since ages, since many lives. So she knows everything. And if she even now finds the same thing, she just refuses to do it. I've seen it's a common experience. If somebody doesn't get realization, he feels very proud. Oh, I'm not mesmerized. I said, this is mesmerism, is it? If through mesmerism you could cure cancer, then I think mesmerism is a good idea if it is mesmerism. So first of all, before getting realization, one has to know that this is what you are seeking, this is what you have to have. And the Kundalini is the only thing that is going to transform you. There's no doubt about it. But even when you come to that point of Kundalini, people have read books on Kundalini also. I mean, everything they have read already. They have sorted out everything already. So then they ask, then what about that book? It says so. Now you see for yourself, why don't you see what it is like? But in seeing also, you have to be humble. Those people who have come to us with humility, with innocence, have got realization very well. They have established it. They have got it at a time, some of them who were just dying, just dying. They came to me at the time they were in coma. But they have established themselves because they were true seekers. If you have to seek the truth, you have to be truthful also. And if you are truthful, you will see that this is truthful. There is no hanky-panky in surgery. You cannot have. There is no befooling or anything. That's not possible. The Kundalini has to rise. She has to give you realization. She has to get you all right. No other certificate is needed. This is the main certificate you have to have. That you get your realization. You feel your vibrations, not others. Some other people can feel it. The other day we had a very unique experience, and there was a gentleman, and the Kundalini was trying to push the Sahasrara, and the whole grace was flowing on him, as if like a fountain coming out of him, and nothing was going into his being. Can you imagine? The grace just pouring onto that dumb fellow. It was all falling on all the sides, but nothing going into him. And the fellow was very proud. Oh, nothing is happening to me. He said, look at this man. The grace has to be accepted. With folded hands, one has to get it. With humility. How can we be arrogant with the grace coming on you? Is it sensible? Is that good manners by any chance? One has to be extremely humble. That will show to the Kundalini that you want it, that you want to have it. At the smallest of points, it has been stopped. Like I would say, if a little thing goes into the eyes, you cannot see the whole sky. In the same way, a very small thing, a very, very small thing can stop the movement of the Kundalini. And that small thing, if somebody says, ask this question, please ask and get it. This is your due. You have to just to be humble. If you cannot be humble, it is not going to work. That's something so simple. But it's difficult for people to be simple.
Word humble is misunderstood in England, I think, a lot. Does humble mean no intellectual arrogance?
No intellectual arrogance is a good idea, I tell you. Intellectual arrogance now. Can you open the windows, please? Windows a little bit more. That you can open. There are so many people are here. That's a good idea. Now let's see intellectuals. Oh God, I've had enough of that. Even the name gives you heat, I tell you. Now, let's see the intellectuals, the rationality. Rationality has led us where? Just think over. Rationality is nothing but your brain's own imagination. You can rationalize everything. What's wrong? What's wrong in it? People are killing their own children. What's wrong? What's wrong? Tell me. Basically, what's wrong? I mean, they are their own children. They have produced it. They are killing it. They can produce more. What's wrong? Tomorrow, you will be amazed. There will be people coming out to say that if we kill our children, you have no business to say anything. People will come and fight the law that if they are our children, we can kill them. We have produced them. We can produce more children. What's wrong? You see, rationality can give all kinds of absurd ideas. But it is not wisdom. It is not wisdom. It's not logical. Everything has to be logical. Sahaj Yoga is absolute logic. Rationality is limited, but logic is not. When you sit down with the logic, you can see that you have given birth to a child. He has right to live. And you have no right to kill. That's the logic. If you have right to kill, then it is also rightful to kill you. Because you are a child of somebody else. If your father kills you, is it all right? Reverse it back. That is logic. So the so-called intellectuals, where have they reached? That's all nonsense. They have reached at a nonsensical point. Take any realm, say take politics. Of course, I have nothing to do with it because it is absurd. It's a myth for me. They are just playing with shadows. There's no reality in it. None of the politics has any reality in it, which is today existing, whether it is capitalism or communism or anything. Because they have not yet found out the real laws. They have not yet found out the power which governs the world. Only it is the kingdom of God that can have some politics. And is a natural politics. So they are fighting about communism, capitalism. What sort of capitalism we have here and what sort of communism they have here? From fire to frying pan like that. It's all useless, absolutely mythical. Man has not achieved that state where he can decide about his politics. After realization, you know that you have powers. You become a capitalist and you have to distribute it. You become a communist. You become both. You have to be a communist and you have to be capitalist. And you are very happy that you are a capitalist because you can be communist. If you don't have your own power, how are you going to distribute it? The whole priorities change and a big difference comes. When you do not know your powers, when you do not know that there is all pervading power beyond, then what are you discussing here? It is something like you have no money in the bank, there is no market available, and you are just discussing here what to buy. So, this intellectual business is a mythical thing. It's nothing but a myth. It's just a myth, believe me. It is nothing but a myth. Intelligence, which is not logical, is abandonment. Is abandonment. You cannot have intelligence with arrogance. You cannot have. If you have it, it's not intelligence. Every intelligent man knows that he should not be arrogant. If he is really, truly intelligent. Very simple logic. If you are arrogant, others can be arrogant with you. Do you like it? No one likes. Simple equations are there. If you are intelligent, you may be anything. So what does it matter? You hang yourself by the nearest tree. That's what people will say. If you try to be rude to them. If you are very rich and fragmented, then you do not enjoy your riches with others. What's the use of all the riches with you? Life is so logical. It's so logical. But I think this logic you see after realization better ends it. Because you start sharing, you can feel the sharing. You can feel it others. You can feel others Vishuddhi. You can feel others Nabhi and all these chakras, and you know we are sharing now. So here we are, that we know that we are not separated. We are all one. But today I have to warn a little bit, all of you, that in Sahaja Yoga, yes, you go ahead. We have people who get into realization. It's becoming angels, really. It's the boon by which you become angels, real angels. But angels should not fall. You must have heard about an angel called Lucifer who fell down and he became a Satan. And it's very dangerous for a Sahajogi not to be a Sahajogi after some time. He has to take a decision that I am going to be a righteous person, a good person, and a good Sahajogi. He cannot be a policeman and a thief. He cannot do it. You think of a policeman becoming a thief, what happens? He is punished doubly. It is just like that. A policeman cannot become a thief. In the same way, a Sahajogi has to rise. If he does not, it's a very dangerous thing, and I would warn you that you will go out of circulation. You just get out of circulation from Sahaja Yoga. Absolutely out of circulation. I think it's hot for the baby. Take the baby out for a while. Alright? It's very hot. Yes, it's very hot. Please open the doors and windows. Okay, fine. So one has to understand that in Sahaja Yoga you have to grow. All of you must grow. Allow your growth to take place. Do not hinder it. The more you will grow, the more enjoyable it will. But as we are human beings, have coming out of some sort of a falsehood into the truth, reality, you have to hold on to the reality much more than to the falsehood. But still, if there is clinging, please try to shed them off. Throw them out. Do not cling on to that. The growth has to take place. Now, the greatest calamity of our London, England Sahajogis, we should see that, because I know Indian Sahajogis as they are. They have their own problems, but we are one. And that is the inertia. Inertia is our problem. The whole country is set up with it, the inertia. It's a very serious problem for Sahaja Yoga. And I would tell you, I've been to Europe, I've been to Portugal, I've been to India, of course, you know very well, and also Australia. Inertia is maximum in England. Now, what is the reason? We must go to the root of this cause. I've told you that England is the heart of the universe.
That's a joke.
Hmm?
England is the heart of the universe.
You did not know that?
The universe, is it?
Yes.
I don't believe you.
That's too much. Ah. It's all right, but open the windows. It's all right. I think there won't be more people coming in. Can open the later on for food. We can go. All right. You can organize. Huh? Just now. Here it will be difficult to give food and all that. So in 5 minutes we'll go. All right. Within 5 minutes we'll have to go to another room because there's a bigger room available. He says, open the windows and all. That's what. Now about this heart, I will tell you downstairs. I think if you can move down. There it would be better because it's very hot here, and there's the food also is to be organized in that room. So it's better to go now than to go later. All right? Go and find your seats. I'll be just there. And you are the people who are responsible for the heart. Now, heart is the most important organ in the body. If the heart fails, the whole body fails. Supposing the brain fails, still the body will go on. But if the heart fails, the body stops functioning. So the attack is on the heart. All the satanic forces and demonic forces and destructive forces will try to attack the heart. Naturally. Because if they attack any other place, then the body will be still functioning. So first they will try all their methods to attack the heart. I'm saying this because today there are at least 80% Sahajogis sitting here. That they should understand their responsibility. If this heart becomes frozen through inertia, there is no hope for the whole world and neither for the universe. Or for this creation, there is no hope. That's why I'm stationed in England. I've been traveling and traveling in England, spreading vibrations. But I think English Sahajogis do not think how important it is to awaken themselves and to work it out. The movement is extremely slow, as if it is deadening. And I am sometimes really worried about it. We have to see now how these negative forces work in us. They work in us in various ways. First of all, they will work in us through people who are vulnerable. We have people among us who are weak Sahajogis. Who cannot sustain the truth within themselves. And they are very vulnerable for all these negative forces. These negative forces work through them. They give you ideas as a very highly developed center. There were some Sahajogis who are really first class. They were given idea by one of the such vulnerable ones that why should we combine with others who are not so good? Let's have a separate entity. Because before this, one person used to get very important and he used to organize, do this, do that, and he used to boast. Because I stopped all that, these people who were really good and sensible people, they were given this idea that let's start our organization separately. I mean, in the sense that let's have a deeper meditation or some sort of a thing. To a simple person, it would look really good because those who are good should really go further. Why should they be sort of tied with others? But one has to know that you cannot be segmented. If this finger is sick, it is more necessary to look after that sick finger. I do that way. If I look after someone much more, then know that person needs my help. That's why. To a point. But sometimes such people can come out to say that, oh, mother cares for me so much, she has said this, she has said that. All sorts of nonsense can work out. It depends on your wisdom to understand. Now, when these people said that they would like to have another uh, organization or say another deeper meditation thing, I said, you have not even followed the basics of Sahaja Yoga, though you have gone so high up. How is it? Everyone is a part of one whole, and we have to articulate through them this divine life. Nobody is to be condemned or discredited and put down. Everyone is important. If somebody is so sick that he should be taken out, he goes out of circulation automatically. It is managed that. You have seen so many people have gone out of circulation. Then it is their lookout. But you don't worry about these things. You have to only worry how much one you are with others. If one person says, I am higher than others, then know that his fall is imminent. This kind of domination is absolutely not allowed. And such a person falls. You have seen this happen. So no fragmentation is to be thought of. Everybody has to grow in a tree. Every bit is important. In a body, every part is important. Even if there is the slightest pain in one of the fingers, the whole body looks after it. Does it cut out the finger because it is painful? Or does anything in the body thinks that that is so important? Even heart. That feeling itself is taking you away from the whole. Try to find your wholesomeness among your brothers and sisters. Try to touch. Love each other. Love each other. Now, no question of my saying as yourself because you can feel it that they all exist within. So that question doesn't arise. But those who try to exclude themselves and keep to themselves and just don't bother about others are not going to grow. Neither those who try to dominate others and try to sit on their heads and try to show off, they are going to fall. Why I am saying this? Because England is very important to me. And this is a very common failing among us. When I'm talking to you, I'm talking as British myself. All those who are also here, Indians whatsoever, they are all British and they all develop these qualities. So no kind of aggressiveness will be permitted in Sahaja Yoga. Such a person will have to go out of circulation. One has to be very careful. The another very big problem of inertia is that people say, now Sahaja Yoga will do everything. Where is Sahaja Yoga? It exists within you. It's in your own kundalini, in your own hands, in your own feet. Before realization, effortlessness is all right. After realization, you have to be dynamic. For example, when you have to enlighten the light doesn't move here and there, otherwise you cannot enlighten. But after enlightenment, it has to give light. Otherwise, what's the use of enlightening it? So everybody has to start moving about and trying to work out Sahaja Yoga everywhere, every place, every person that you can. Talk to them in a way that they feel convinced that you are sensible people. The other day I was telling them that I do not say that you should dress up in a way that is aggressive, but also not dress up in a way that is repulsive. Right from dressing up, you go further, the way you talk to people, then go deeper into it. It's very easy for anybody to make out whether you are genuine or not. And the most important is how far you have achieved in Sahaja Yoga is the point they are going to see. Not me, they are going to see you. We all have to spread Sahaja Yoga. It is very important. And England is very important, much more than Europe or India. And that's why I hope you all will understand your responsibility. First and foremost is to be humble. Try to be humble. Humble because so far you have not known what is the truth or the reality is. To know it, you have to be humble. Because it doesn't come to you out of arrogance. It comes through, it penetrates in you. It seeps through you if you are humble. Otherwise, it does not. I am warning you, it does not. It doesn't go to arrogantly and to aggressively. It doesn't work out in them. It only works out among humble. Try to be humble in your heart. You enjoy your humility. You really enjoy your humility. Actually, humility gives you innocence. Humility is the only way to achieve our lost innocence. Even if you have all the powers of the world and you are humble, how beautiful you look. Any person who is in a big position and if he is humble, people write legends after such a person. Try to develop a humble attitude towards life, extremely humble. But with humility, we confuse inertia. That's the wrong thing. Humility never means inertia. Humility means dynamism. And that dynamism is extremely quiet, silent, and beautiful. Sahaja Yoga is a tremendous thing. It's Mahayoga. At this stage, it is Mahayoga because it has reached its highest peak now. Never in any incarnation so many realizations were given. Krishna used to do Sahaja Yoga, used to raise Kundalini. Rama did that. Christ did it. Buddha did it. Mahavira did it. Nobody could achieve mass realization today. It's so fortunate that I'm facing so many saints. It's my great fate and great fortune that you all have got realization. You don't know, my joy has no words to express it. But let not this garden be ruined by abandonment and by foolishness. It is tender, newly blossoming, beautiful garden. Look after it with that care and gentleness. Otherwise, it can all fritter up. Most of the fake gurus are being exposed now. They are all going to be exposed. They'll fritter away because they are false. But if Sahaja Yoga fritters away, you English Sahajogis will be held responsible because of your inertia or your arrogance. When you are active, you are arrogant. When you are not, you are lethargic. Please come out of these two extremes. I request you to meditate on this about yourself. And I'm sure we are going to achieve wonders. Definitely, no doubt about it. May God bless you. Those who have come for the first time, I would request them to come in front so that we can see them, all of them.
त्वमेव साक्षात् श्रीमहालक्ष्मी महासरस्वती महाकाली त्रिगुणात्मिका कुण्डलिनी साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्रीकल्की साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः। ॐ त्वमेव साक्षात् श्रीकल्की साक्षात् श्रीसहस्रार स्वामिनी मोक्षप्रदायिनी माताजी श्री निर्मला देव्यै नमो नमः।